Fujifilm X-E5. What's new? What is disappointing here? And what are the options now in the Fujifilm system? So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video I want to address the launch of Fujifilm X-E5 and if we discovered something new that Fuji rumors didn't told us. And looking at the price and looking at the specs and looking at the little tidbits that are on X-E5, let's see if this camera it's deserving the price, or it's a nice camera, or it's an exciting camera. And let's see if we have some options, or I would say better options, on Fujifilm X-T50, because I will show you a nice trick that I hope Fujifilm will not take in the next firmware if they will see this video. So X-E5 was launched, and what I don't like about these launches and Fujifilm rumors is that we get almost all the details and practically all the details regarding the newly launched camera. So these launches aren't excited at all because we already know from Fuji rumors how the camera is looking, how the camera is acting. So for me, again, this wasn't an excited launch because I've said we already know all the specs. And I've already told you my impressions regarding the specs, but there is something that it makes me change my mind because Fuji rumors did some mistakes there regarding the rumors. And the mistakes are like this. So first it was written that we will get a three-way tilt screen, so like on Fujifilm X-T5. So we will not get a three-way tilt screen like on Fujifilm X-T5 and X-T3. So this is a big bummer from my point of view because only a screen like this could justify the price of X-T5. So no tilt screen like on X-T5 and like on X-T3. But what is important, and I would really wanted to see this from the reviewers, but of course they didn't show us, or I wasn't able to see it for the moment, it's how this screen is acting, because it seems that we have the same screen as on X-E4. Well, that screen that was flipping for selfies over the EVF was really bothering me in street photography because the eye sensor was too sensible and I wasn't able to disable the eye sensor, so the screen will not rotate or flip on me. And when I was doing street photography, just with the screen a little flipped like this, it was already rotating the image, and it seems that Fujifilm put the same screen on X-E5. Are they mad or what? Because again, none of the YouTubers that reviewed showed how this screen is working, and it's possible to have the same bug. And again, it's not a bug. Fujifilm is saying it's not a bug. This is the implementation. So the implementation of that rotating screen, it is a real crucial thing for me. So X-E4, I really loved that camera, but the implementation of such a sensible eye sensor, it was really annoying for street photography. To really use that camera, you really need to hold the camera in front of you like 50 centimeters, something like this, 30, 40 centimeters, I don't know exactly now, but very, very annoying. Or you needed to flip the screen entirely and drag it. Again, it's a bummer for photography, that implementation of that screen. And it seems that they've put the same implementation that I was afraid, and I hoped that they will not put it and they will put a normal tilt screen. So if they didn't include in the firmware an option to disable the eye sensor, this means that basically we will have the same problem on X-E5, and this for me it's a total no-go. It's a total no-go because again, I've tried to use that camera 2 times. I've bought the silver one, I've bought the black one and sold them. Little small cameras, but that bug, that bad implementation, not bug, Fujifilm wanted to function like this. It was really, really annoying me for photography and everyday photography, not just street photography. So I wasn't able to practically flip the screen like on a normal camera because the eye sensor was rotating my image. So really annoying, and they've kept the same screen. Now I want to address the film dial and all what it's on X-E5. So basically you get a new design. You get a new X-T50 design, And this is it in a rangefinder design with another film dial that it's beautiful made, and that classic look like a film camera in the EVF. It's nice, all it's nice, low specs, but let's say it's nice design. So basically you pay a nice designed rangefinder camera, or you could buy X-E5. Well, from this moment it seems that for the same money or less money, X-T50 it is more attractive and more practical. Again, I've always said that I'm loving the rangefinder cameras from Fujifilm, but it seems that they are getting it right with the SLR lineup, like X-T5, X-T3, X-T50, X-T30 Mark II, and also XM5. Really loving that camera. So basically nothing new, it's with this X-E5 from this point, but they said that they implemented the surrounded view. Of course, unfortunately, I was too hyped, and the surrounded view is just a marketing trick to name a crop factor mode in your X-E5 camera. So nothing new here. You already have this option on your all Fujifilm cameras if you'll use the trick that I will show you right now. So this trick, I hope Fujifilm will not repair this bug, because I think it's a bug. It's working with sports finder mode. So to have your Fujifilm camera act as a rangefinder camera, so to see outside of your frames, even when you shoot 3x2, but again with a small crop factor, so to have the rangefinder experience on your Fujifilm cameras, you must activate sports finder mode. So this is the screen without the sports finder mode on it, and this is with the sports finder mode. You are able to see the frame lines, and you can see outside of your frame lines by using again the 3x2 format, the square format, and so on. So basically regarding the rangefinder experience with X-E5, you really don't get nothing new, I would say. And I would say that the sports finder mode, it's a better way to have the rangefinder frames. So why not use sports finder? Why use that gimmicky settings? It's even better to shoot in 3x2, because what kind of rangefinder it's shooting in a square format? Let's be serious. So overall, nothing new. Now, what is new? It's the lens, how I've said from the first time. The lens is new, and it's a nice welcomed lens to the Fujifilm system. Yes, that XF 23mm f2.8 pancake lens, it's looking really good. It's small, and I think the focus, it will be okay. And yes, I was able to see that it's rendering very nice images, very nice resolution. Even they said that it's resolving the 40 megapixel sensor. Probably we need some pixel peeping here, but overall I trust that the lens, it's pretty good for what I was able to see. Now, does X-E5 has sense when we have X Pro 2, X Pro 3, X-T50 and so on? Well, it really depends on what side you are. I guess that for the Fujifilm X-E lineup fans, it has sense. It's a nice welcomed addition. The only thing that I would like to know is how that screen is acting with the EVF and with the eye sensor. This I would really like to know, because it's very important. If they got it right, or if you have a setting to disable the eye sensor when you want to use just the screen, or it's better made that eye sensor, then I think it will be a very okay camera to use. But if we have the same bad implementation like on X-E4 that they didn't resolve via firmware, I don't think it's a go for everybody. So I don't think so. Now, if you want a Fujifilm X Pro camera, a Fujifilm X-E5 camera will replace it. From my point of view, yes and no. It really depends. Do you want an optical viewfinder? If you want an optical viewfinder, no way. It will not replace it. So Fujifilm X-E5 will not replace X106 and X Pro 3, and I'll come back a little to X106 if you want an optical viewfinder. But other than that, if you want a rangefinder capable camera, I think that you can be very okay if you don't want an optical viewfinder. Now, how Fujifilm X-E5 is comparing to Fujifilm X-T50 regarding price, usability, and what you get on both cameras. Well, I do feel that I like more Fujifilm X-T50 in the end. I do feel that I'm more excited and I trust more X-T50 now, because I have the tilt screen that I love, that will for sure not cause me rotation problems like it's possible X-E5 to have, and also better ergonomics, and in general the XT lineup didn't disappoint me at all. I'm a big fan of rangefinder looking cameras. I really do like them a lot. I really do like Fujifilm X-E5 a lot. It's looking great, and with that 23mm f2.8 it's looking amazing, amazing, amazing. But the reliability, from my experience, it was in the XT lineup, in the XT50, in the XT5, in the XT3, in the XT30 Mark II. These small SLR looking cameras didn't disappoint me at all, absolutely at all. So yes, if you want my advice and if you want a camera to trust that will serve you well, XT50 I think is still the best small choice, fully packed from Fujifilm. But how X-E5 is comparing, from my point of view, to Fujifilm X106? And let's have in mind that Fujifilm X-E5 inherits the iconic design from Fujifilm X106, but without an optical viewfinder. Well, this optical viewfinder on X106, personally, I don't use it very often. On X Pro C, I really do use the optical viewfinder because I have that closed screen, but here, because I have this LCD screen, I'm using the LCD screen in 90% of the situations. So on X Pro C, yes, I'm using also the screen when it was working, and it's still working, but I'm afraid not to break it at all. But also the OVF on X Pro C. But on X106, X100V cameras, I've always used in 95% of the time the screen. So from this point, I really do think that if you want a Fujifilm X106, X100V camera and you can't find it, and you also want the iconic design of X100 lineup, I think that X-E5 is a very, very good choice from this point, because the optical viewfinder of X106 and V, even if it's a good optical viewfinder and it's doing the job in practice, personally I didn't use it because it is more easier for me to use the screen, and I don't find just the optical viewfinder and enough reason to buy X106 and not to get X-E5. On the other side, you could say, okay, but you have here an f2 very sharp lens, and that lens it's just f2.8. Well, in real world use, my majority of the pictures with X106 are made at f2.8. I'm keeping in general this lens at f2.8. And why is that? Why I'm keeping the aperture of X106 at f2.8? Well, because I don't know what I will photograph depending on the scene, and I do find that f2.8 it is the safest aperture to keep on my lens. So if I will do a portrait, it will look okay at f2.8, and I will have enough depth of field to get what I wanted. Also, if I will do a street scene or a general street scene or an urban scene, fast scene, let's say, or in low light, f2.8, it will do the job. So I'm using f2 just when I want to do portraits or I need low light capabilities, better low light capabilities. But other than that, in 90% of the time, how I've said, my default setting for the X106 lens, it is the f2.8 aperture. More than that, at f2.8, better sharpness, better clarity, and this is why I do love more to use the lens at f2.8. This is what I was doing also on X100V. So from my point of view, the 23mm XF f2.8, it can replace without problems the f2 that it's on X106 lens, because again, if I want more light for an APS-C sensor, I definitely want an f1.4 lens, or at least f1.7, f1.8 that we have on Viltrox and TT Artisan. But for my liking, f2 or f2.8, it's the same thing in low light. I don't feel big advantages here. I need more light. So this is why I'm saying f1.4, it is the way to go, or f1.7, f1.8. But f2, again, I'm not impressed for light gathering on Fujifilm X106. Now, let's talk a little about the price of Fujifilm X-E5, and let's see if it's deserving or not the price. So I have here Fujifilm X106, that I think it is the most relevant camera to compare to X-E5, and Fujifilm X-E5. So you are able to see that Fujifilm X106 cost less than Fujifilm X-E5. So from this point of view, Fujifilm X-E5 with 23mm f2.8, yes, I can't justify the price. The only advantage of X-E5 is that you get an interchangeable camera body, so you can put more lenses. But paying less, you will get a fully packed camera body with a great okayish lens that it costs under Fujifilm X-E5. Now let's compare Fujifilm X-T50 price to Fujifilm X-E5 price. So for X-T50 we pay $1,400 and for X-E5 we pay $1,700. So you pay $300 more just for the design. So X-T50 it is cheaper with $300. I don't know what is the logic in this pricing, but overall I can't justify at this moment the price of Fujifilm X-E5. Probably it is because of the tariffs or Fujifilm wanted this price. This is an interesting discussion because how Fujifilm said they are going to the Leica route, and also this means increasing prices. And the only advantage of X-E5 is the design, the new design, that it's well made, it is metal made, it has that film dial that is looking like a film frame counter, it has that EVF with the classical SLR look and stuff like this. But for this to pay $300 just for this, I can't justify it for the moment. So overall, yes, I like X-E5, but I think you really need to be truly passionate about X-E5 to get X-E5. Other than that, I remain to my initial impression that Fujifilm X-T50 it is the best buy camera in this moment in the Fujifilm system regarding what you pay, what you get, and portability, and also design. It is very good, how I've said, and also the cheapest camera that it's a crazy stellar and good camera for what it costs, it is the Fujifilm X-M5. But Fujifilm X-E5 it's a little too pricey, and for the moment it's not clear for me what justifies this price. If you are liking content like this, please subscribe now to my channel. Use my affiliate links if you want to buy something from the gear that I'm using. If you want to order an X-E5, use my affiliate links. If you want to order an X-T50 or a Fujifilm X-M5, please use my affiliate links from the comments and description. And what is free and it's helping this channel to grow, it is to check the next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.